Sterling Heights police arrive at the home last Thursday. They were there to supervise this man moving his stuff out of his ex-girlfriend's house.
He came here to get his stuff and I won't let him in while I'm by myself.
In the video, the woman, Namou, appears afraid of her ex-boyfriend, even telling the officer,
"Are you going to stay inside?"
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, you have to stay inside.
I won't let him take anything that's not yours.
No, I don't care about the stuff. I care about me and my life.
That's fine.
Officers help Annie's ex-boyfriend move boxes before leaving for the night.
I'm scared to sleep.
You're okay. Well, lock the doors, do what you gotta do.
2 days later, Annie was dead.
This story comes out of Detroit, Michigan, by way of Royal Oak Charter Township. The Detroit Zoo is one of Michigan's largest attractions, and that zoo is located in the Royal Oaks area. Annie Namou was a beloved mother, sister, and also a great friend. She was a single mother of a 10-year-old who she worked very hard to provide for. She wanted her daughter to have a good life, and her daughter was the apple of her eye. All those who loved and knew Annie understood that because she wanted to provide the best life possible for her daughter, and that's what she worked hard to do every single day. She had an on-again, off-again relationship with the father of her daughter. The father of Annie's 10-year-old daughter wasn't always able to play an active role in her life. He had a lot of demons that he was battling and a lot of issues that he dealt with, and some of those issues affected Annie and her relationship with him. Annie was employed at Legends Motors, and that was located in Royal Oak Township inside of Michigan. And according to customers, they said that when they come in the store, they always expected to see her friendly face. She made them feel welcome. She started out in financing, but she was not only a person that worked in finance, she worked the entire store.
Annie was just an amazing person. Over the years, our relationship grew more and more, and it became more as a sister than just a worker. And we just basically, just so many things are rolling through my head, but she just was that person that you could always count on. No matter if you were up to it or not up to it, she would always take care of it or handle the situation for you.
There was no department that was beneath her. She helped out everyone and she was friendly towards everyone. Her peers admired her and they thought that she was a great person. Her boss spoke highly of her, and of course the customers absolutely loved her. On the tragic morning of Saturday, May 20th, 2023, 40-year-old Annie would pull into the parking lot of Legends Motors, where she was employed. As Miss Namou pulled into the parking lot, her heart was beating fast and she was terrified. She knew that her ex-boyfriend, 44-year-old Gregory Davis, had been following her. As she pulled into that parking lot, Davis blocked her in with his vehicle, preventing her from driving away. Annie knew that she had to put distance between Davis and their daughter. With the couple's terrified 10-year-old daughter watching the whole incident unfold in front of her, Annie bolted from the car and tried to run as fast as she could. She was trying to reach the door of her employer to get to safety. As Annie desperately tried to flee, Davis fired a 12-gauge semi-automatic shotgun, striking Annie. As she fell to the ground in horror, he accosted her and shot her at close range. As onlookers tried to intervene to help her, he fired multiple shots at them. Davis, who had just murdered the mother of his daughter in front of her, fled the scene. Annie was afraid of Davis. She knew that he was very capable of carrying out the threats that he had made towards her. In fact, a couple of days prior to this incident, she called the police on him when he showed up at her home. The couple had split and he wanted to come in and get his belongings. She was so afraid of him that she did not want him in the home, and she didn't want him around her without the police being present.
He came here to get his stuff and I won't let him in while I'm by myself.
In the video, the woman, Annie Namou, appears afraid of her ex-boyfriend, even telling the officer,
"Are you going to stay inside?"
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, you have to stay inside.
I won't let him take anything that's not yours.
No, I don't care about the stuff. I care about me and my life.
That's fine.
I'm scared to sleep.
You're okay. Well, lock the doors, do what you gotta do.
2 days after reporting that she was terrified of Mr. Davis, he murdered her. Later, on the day of the murder, Davis decided to surrender himself. He was taken into custody by authorities with no further incidents. Davis was arraigned in court on Tuesday, May 23, 2023. He received the following charges: first-degree murder, premeditated murder, assault with intent to murder, a felony in possession of a firearm, felonious assault, and 4 counts of a felony firearm in second degree. Prosecutors have already vowed that they will handle this case in a very vigorous manner. Davis, who was not new to committing crimes and criminal activity, has a long rap sheet. Some of those prior charges included weapons charges, stolen property, home invasions, multiple domestic violence issues, burglary, assaults with intent to rob, and many other charges.
Absolutely horrible, horrible situation. Their little girl was actually in the car and witnessed this horrific tragedy that happened on Saturday. People will be able to donate and help because it's going to be a long road of recovery for her. Of course, now the priority is the healing for their little girl.
The dealership has started a GoFundMe to support the daughter, something they say Annie would have wanted.
She loved Kendall so much that, and that was something that I know that she would be worried about, and that's the only thing she worried about, is making sure that she's taken care of.
When considering Mr. Davis' long and extensive rap sheet, it wouldn't be out of character or out of line to believe that this was not the first time that domestic violence had been a part of the relationship between he and Annie. Annie was terrified of him, and she was so terrified that even in front of the police, she still felt unsafe. This man was a monster. It appeared that maybe violence was possibly something that had become a part of that relationship, and her wanting to get away and remove herself from that relationship was not easy, because when she did finally get enough strength to get away from him, he killed her. So that means that that threat was probably there all along. It would be difficult enough for an adult to process the atrocious event that occurred on May 20th. But imagine being a 10-year-old child, having to deal with the reality that your mother is no longer here. It's even worse to know that your father is responsible for your mother no longer being here. My condolences go out to the family of Miss Namou, especially her daughter, in her long journey for healing and recovery from witnessing this horrific crime. Mr. Davis is currently being held in the county jail, where he will remain while he awaits his trial. Thank you for watching. Love you.